What is going on, guys? Spencer Claeys here, back with another episode of the podcast. This is episode 10, and it is November. And I wanted to start this podcast with a quick email that I just wrote, and it is titled, Never Give In. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty. Never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Winston Churchill. One of my favorite quotes when things aren't going the way I want them to. Because believe it or not, no one gets their way all of the time. Social media has really driven this home that everyone is happy, successful, and making tons of money without doing any work. And most of that is bullshit. The truth is, making money can be a pain in the ass. And if you're going at it on your own without a job, then sometimes life can get plain scary. Not knowing where your next job is coming from, not knowing if you're going to be able to do this or that, but take it from me. That feeling never completely goes away. I'm making way more money than when I first started and still feel that way sometimes. Even when I have jobs lined up for a week plus, something deep down whispers, what if you fail? And you can either listen or you can ignore it. Stop your ears and Spartan kick that little bitch voice down into a pit and keep going. Never give in, because really, you never lose if you don't give up. Have a great November, my friend. Talk soon. Spencer Claeys. All right, so that is just an example of some of the daily emails that I send. So if you guys want to get onto my email list and, get access to stuff like that, and also, some of the exclusive offers, download the guide below, or, obviously buy one of the books below that we'll talk about those another time. But yeah, so today's episode is also titled Never Give In, because I think it's really important to talk about. It's one of these things that a lot of people really skim over because, looking on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, life is always going great. I mean, even myself, I kind of fall into this. I mean, because you don't want to go on social media and show people that life is hard or that making money is hard or all this stuff. Which in reality, it's not hard, but it is challenging. It's a challenge. It's a journey. It's a struggle. Nothing's ever easy. Look at any movie, any hero's journey. It's never easy in the beginning. Winston Churchill has another great quote. When you're going through hell, keep going. And, Winston Churchill, if you guys aren't familiar super much with your history, he was the man that really stopped the Nazis from taking over completely. Like, he was in England and the UK, and he was one of the men that was like, no, we're not going to surrender. We're not going to give in. Everyone else was telling him, give it. We can just make peace with Hitler. It's going to be okay. Like, we can just make peace. He's like, no, we are not doing that. No matter what, like, when you're going through hell, you got to keep going. And so, I mean, he had some other stuff going on in his life. I don't really know that much about him, but I do know that he was one of the men that really changed history. I mean, who knows what would happen if he had given in. So, anyways, this just really extrapolates to every area of our own lives because, I know that myself. I mean, I've been self-employed doing this thing for several years now, and I'm, like I said in the email, I'm making way more money than I ever have before. And it's still, that feeling never goes away. Some nights, some mornings you wake up or, you're going to bed and you're kind of worried. You're a little stressed. Like, oh, what if this doesn't work out? What if that doesn't work out? And I've heard this from a lot of other people too, that are successful. If you really listen, read books, read autobiographies of people who, they've gone through tough times. It's so easy to think of people's success and see how good their life is going. But everyone has struggles. Everyone has had, something that's either traumatizing or been a real challenge to get through. And, whatever it is you're going through personally, I can tell you, just keep going. Like, no matter what it is, it's going to get better. Like, the only way you can lose is if you quit, if you give up. And if you're listening to this podcast, if you follow me and all my stuff, I'm always talking about getting after it, making money, staying healthy, staying fit, getting jacked, just building your life that you really want. And that, I totally believe that. And that's the thing, the journey has ups and downs. You look at any story like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, any of the classics, they always have struggle in the beginning. And when they overcome that struggle, that is really what they can look back on as something that is one of their biggest joys. They look back at how far they've come. And that's really one of the most important things to any journey. Because imagine if you just got there. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you had $1 billion in your bank account. It might feel good at first, but then, a couple weeks in, once you've bought everything you already had, like, what would you have to look back on? You'd be like, oh, well, I didn't really do anything. I mean, this is why you see like trust fund kids and people who just have rich parents. they're not really happy. They don't really, because they never earned it. They never had to go through that struggle. And as men too, it's really important to have this type of struggle, because this is what builds your character. Because obviously, you know, they say that money, it really just amplifies who you already are. So if you are rich and you're a dick, I mean, you're probably a dick without money. But if you are a good man and then you get money, then you're still going to be a good man. You're going to be an even better man. So just a lot of different things that you really got to keep in perspective, that, you know, even if it's hard now, like, and, you know, money's hard, blah, 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 like, just keep the faith, keep going. It's going to get better, I promise. Because you only lose if you quit. Like that's a huge thing. And I've seen this in so many aspects of life. Like even, you know, you could take this into like jiu-jitsu. Like I've been training that, and you know, really, like, as long as you don't quit, like it is very hard to beat somebody who just will not give up. Even if their belt level is, I mean, I'm still a white belt, so I can't really speak, but I mean, I can speak for myself and know that I've gone against purple belts, and like I've gone the entire round with them, not tapping, and just because I wouldn't quit, I wouldn't give up. And they may know more, they're still beating me, but they never completely beat me. So that's something that you can still hold your head high and be proud of. And same with life, man. Life is going to come at you. And I'm speaking right now, kind of coming from a place of up here in Washington. It's just, I was just talking with my girl, and me and her were just talking about, you know, the seasonal depression disorder, or SAD, I think it's called, or whatever. And I mean, I've never really believed it in the past, but now I can kind of see where people are coming from. You know, it's pouring rain half the time. It is cold outside. It is dark. It gets dark. And I can't wait to, you know, leave pretty soon. We're going to, you know, take a trip somewhere warm and sunny. Not sure. We're going to go to Mexico for sure, but not sure where exactly or what the timeline is. But we're going to go get some sun for sure. And then we'll come back next year or whenever and get back to, obviously, you know, we're going to be working the entire time because I love what I do. I love just like providing value like this. And, you know, I really hope this type of content is something that you guys are vibing with, because this is what I think a lot of people need to hear. And so, you know, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, but, or not, or just go keep scrolling on TikTok, get that instant hit of dopamine. Cause yeah, that's what, like when you're chasing dopamine too, this is something that when you kind of get interested into the science part of it, when you chase dopamine, like even candy, you know, alcohol, drugs, you know, sex, all these quick hits of dopamine, scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, these quick hits of dopamine, really, they're one of the most damaging parts, because it trains your brain to get these quick hits. And then, because a lot of the really great things in life only come from things that are hard, like the long term, like going to the gym, you know, it's hard, you know, eating right, it's hard, you know, staying with one woman and, you know, not jerking off all the time and chasing a bunch of pussy, like all that. So like that can be hard for some people. Like I've been there. I've been in college, you know, I used to do all that stupid stuff. And, you know, but really that's never going to leave you fulfilled. So, but yeah, back to the subject of never giving up, you know. So we're talking about the seasonal, like, you know, it's getting cold, and it's just like, I'm just like looking at my stuff, and I'm just like, shoot, this is kind of a hard, you know, this is a pain. Like, I mean, obviously, and it's weird because I still have business booked up until like next week. Like, and there's money coming in every single day. And that feeling just never leaves you. I don't know what it is. I don't know why your brain has that little bitch voice inside of you that's just like, oh, you can give up. It's okay. You can just quit. You can just go back to a job. And you really got to not listen. You got to kick that little bitch voice into submission, like I mentioned. And because you're never going to be able to completely prevail over it, but you can fight it. And that's really an important concept to keep in mind, is you can fight. You are stronger. I'm going to say it again because I keep saying it, but you only lose if you give up. So I hope that message resonates with you guys. But with that being said, let's get into some questions that I've been getting from the YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So if you guys want to be on the podcast and have me answer your questions, comment on this video right here. If you're seeing this on YouTube, if you're listening to this on Spotify, I mean, go to the YouTube, or you can shoot me an email, or, you know, direct message me. I might see it. I get a lot of messages, so I might not. But leave a comment on this video. I will definitely see that, and we'll talk about it. So we had some guys commenting on video about making $300 to $1,000 a day. Mike Leonard says, it's like the tattoo artist who charges a lot, so people think he didn't just start off making high prices. He knows what he's worth. Or you can go down the road to the garage ink slanger on dope, pay $20 to let him scar your skin for life. I'm seeing the haters you have to deal with now. Definitely don't understand where you live. People with money have no problem paying $300 for professional roof cleaning with options. Keep it up, brother. All right, thanks, man. Yeah, he's talking facts. Talking about the tattoo artist that charges $20. You're not going to value that shit. Even if the difference in quality, if it isn't insanely big, you're always going to respect the person who charges more. So I've talked about that in some other videos. I mean, because look at any sort of brand. Like, how much is there really a difference between a leather bag at Nordstrom versus like a Louis Vuitton bag? How much like price like between the cow? It's the leather. But I mean, look, there's literally thousands of dollars of difference. But I bet the actual cost to make the bag is only $100 or so. So it's really the price that you're charging. So it's kind of a little off topic from what we were just talking about. But we're going through questions. Some guy says, bull crap, no way this can make $300 a day for 365 days a year. Wow, that guy does not believe. That's sad. But I mean, Mr. Jolly Ranch, whoever said that, please watch more videos. I will say that. I'm not going to go too much into that. Let's see. Another person says, I don't know where you live, but I'll tell you right now, where I live, if that's how you feed your family, then they would starve to death. There's no way any normal person would pay $300 for a 30-minute job worth about $25. Around here, $25 for a 30-minute job is good money. $300 is highway robbery, says Angela Bunch. Dang, highway robbery. Insane. That is unfortunate. Yeah, she didn't know that. I just show up to my customers' houses and I force them to hire me. I force them to make me go up on a roof, get a ladder, buy hundreds of dollars of tools, get a truck, get roped up, get the chemicals, do the right things to the roof, risk my life in the rain. And even though it only takes me an hour or less to do a job, that's only because I've done it hundreds of times. I bet, Angela, it would probably take you many hours to do it. And like I've said many times, I pay people to do my oil now. I used to do oil changes myself. And it doesn't take that long, but I don't want to do it. It only takes $100. And when your time starts to become worth more, instead of me wasting an hour of my time going to the store, getting the oil, I'm essentially losing money if I'm wasting time doing mundane little tasks like that I can just pay someone else to do. So some people will never understand that. Some people, and I feel for them. Some people just do not have the money. They don't have the money to pay someone $300 to clean their roof. But I mean, if you look around your neighborhood, look around the people that live around you, like some people literally don't care about money. Their house is worth $700,000, $1 million, $2 million. Like, do you think if your house is worth $1 million and you don't have $300 to have someone clean it, like, I don't know what you're doing. So some people will just never understand that. So don't worry about that. We're going to talk a lot more about that in upcoming videos because I'm really pushing for all of you guys, whoever's listening to this. I'm really pushing for you guys to start making content, for you guys to start putting stuff on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like, this is the time, guys. I'm literally saying 2023, this might be one of the last years that we can really grow a brand from posting short-term videos. Because as we saw with Instagram, look at Instagram, in 2015, 2014. If you just had an account and you posted regularly, which I did not do, I didn't join Instagram until 2018. Then it was extremely easy to grow if you were just on the platform early and you posted. That's the same thing that's going on now with these short form video platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. These are all very new. Like, look at even YouTube Shorts was crap 6 months ago. Now look at how much better it is. The algorithm is getting evolved daily, and there's more people posting content. So you guys need to be getting in on this. And so that is actually what my next book is going to be all about. It's how to grow a personal brand, how to get hundreds of thousands of followers in a very short amount of time, because it is super straightforward, super simple to do. It's not easy, but it is simple, and it is something that you can absolutely do. Because if I can do it, you see the stuff I post, it's not rocket surgery. So let's see, what are some other questions? Because my point was, you're gonna have haters. If you're following my content, you see, I get haters all the time, but I honestly don't really give a shit because it's like I'm still doing what I know is right. I run a good business. I've literally never had a bad review ever. Nothing less than even 5 stars. Like I literally make sure I take care of my people. If a job even goes wrong, like I'll go back. I will fix it. I will make it right. I don't care what needs to be done. I will make sure that person is happy. And when you have that mindset, when you know that you take care of your people, take care of your customers, and I've had people months later, they message me like, hey, I'm sorry, I need this book, it was awesome, but I can't afford it. Could I get a refund? Like I will happily give you a refund. Like I really don't need the money. I'm not trying to, that's just not how you do business. I don't understand people who just don't look at business that way. Like there's so many people out there just trying to make a quick buck. And that's not how you build a business long term. If you're trying to make a quick buck and you're just, posting shit out there, trying to get it in and then not giving refunds, and you're just hoarding all that money like some sort of dragon on top of his vault, that's not how you grow a long-term fan base. Look at big brands, look at big successful people like, Dwayne The Rock or, Mr. Beast or, Gary Vee. People, or Frank Kern is one of my favorites. They just give value. They give value and really expect nothing in return. When you give value, then when you guys have that, when you have the opportunity to give something back, like a book or something that people can purchase and, get even closer, get even more into they know you a little bit more, then people are absolutely going to buy from you. And because when you've provided them value in the past, they're going to be happy to give you a little piece of value in the exchange of money. So I don't want to talk too much about that because we're going to talk about that a little bit more soon when the book comes out. I'm shooting to have it done this month, and then I'll let you guys in on the next book as well. A little secret. The next book is probably going to be about writing a book that will make you money, because obviously I talk a lot about making money cleaning stuff, roofs, gutters. That's also I want to transition a little more into the podcast because I still record a lot of jobs. But I don't want that to become my whole identity because I don't just clean roofs and gutters. I don't want to just be that guy. I want to be the guy that helps you be free and make your own money, make the fuck you money. And I'm not the Lambo guy. I don't have millions of dollars yet. We're all on this journey together. I'm very comfortable. I haven't had to worry about, paying bills in a very long time because I know with 100% certainty that if I need money, I can just go work a job. I can go do a gutter job, clean a roof. If I got a car payment, or, my girlfriend needs new tires or something, I can go just do a quick job, just do a job, make that money. That's why my first books have really been pushing a cleaning business, because I firmly believe that is the best way to get money quickly into your life. And when you have that money coming in, that cash flow, and you're starting to see money coming in and you realize money's everywhere. When you have that money and you have access to it and you have the ability to make $2,000, $3,000 a week, then you can absolutely put that extra money, put that extra time into building something that's going to make you money passively. Because this YouTube channel, this podcast, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, this is the next frontier, guys. We are in the digital age. So if you're not making content, you are slacking. I'm calling you guys all out. You need to be starting your channels. You need to be starting to put content out there, because if you're not, you are going to be at a supreme disadvantage in the next couple of years, because it's only going to get harder, and you're going to look back and be like, shit, what if I'd taken action? Everyone always looks back and everyone's like, oh, what if I bought this stock when it was cheap? What if I bought Tesla or Bitcoin when it was only $3? It's you were never going to know that. At the time, there's always thousands of companies. It's impossible to know, to look back. Hindsight is 2020. But right now, I'm telling you guys, this is the bubble right now. If you are producing content, you are soon going to be in extreme position to better your life, because we are in the digital age. Some other questions. What other questions do we have? Looking at the last podcast, we have The Night Accelerate says, I enjoyed the podcast format and you sharing your thoughts. Hope you do more of these. Awesome. Levi Rain says, hey, bought your book. Can't wait to grow my own business someday. Keep up the supportive content. I appreciate that, Levi. Dan757 says, fucking sweet. That's me. You mentioned me and my Ford Focus. Love it. And he, speaking of women, living in the process of breaking up with my girl for 6 years. Just ain't working out for multiple reasons. He goes on to say, some relationships can hold you back from pursuing your goals. And that is absolutely true. Having the right partner, having the right woman or man in your life, depending on who's listening to this, having the right partner is crucial. They need to support your goals. They need to see that vision. And we'll talk about that on another podcast, a little bit more about relationships. Obviously, if you guys have questions about that, we can talk about that in the next podcast. Leave a comment below. But yeah, having the right person in your life, my girl has been super supportive. Even since you guys have heard my story before, used to literally work out of a Toyota Corolla, had no money, was literally basically homeless. But I never had the homeless mindset. I firmly believe, you're only homeless when you've completely given up, and you can see it in their eyes. You can see their eyes. And their posture, they've just given up. But if you just never give up and you just hold yourself high, like it's all of that. It's all in your head. Or was I? Oh yeah, girl. So she saw me. She's been with me since I had nothing, and now I'm finally in the position where I can really support her, and it's been awesome. And so I really appreciate that. So for you guys too, make sure you absolutely are with someone that sees you for the future, sees what you're capable of. And if you're a man watching this, you need to be capable of something. You need to be on your hustle. You need to be on your grind. You need to be able to support a potential family. That is what women are looking for. Obviously, they're looking if you're, take care of yourself, good, looking, handsome, strong, fit. That is very important when you're younger. But obviously, we know this as we get older. Having resources is very important, being able to support a woman. And if you're a woman listening to this, men want to feel that you respect them and that they are high status. So as long as you are holding up your man and making sure that he feels that he's the king of the castle, and that around his friends, you look up to him and make sure that he is feeling that they're all high status, because that's what every man really wants. They want to feel high status. So I think a little more women need to hear that. They need to be like, okay, how can I bring more status to my man? Bring him coffee when the guys are around. Bring him a drink. Make sure that he feels like a king, because he is. And hopefully he's treating you like a queen. Because if you're not making money, if you're not hustling, if you're just playing video games, hanging out, doing nothing, like no woman of value is really gonna see that. They're not gonna want to be with that. They might think it's cute for a little while if you're in college and you're still dicking around. It might be cute for a bit, but after 25. That gets kind of cut short. So, it's enough on that, relationships and women. But Jay Castillo says, don't put yourself in the position where you're gonna have to fight. 99% of the time, it's not worth it. Real men don't waste their energy and squabbles on peacocking BS. I think we mentioned some fighting stuff in the last podcast, and Jay is absolutely right. 99.9% of the time, you should be trying to avoid a fight, not trying getting involved. It's just stupid. It's nothing really to gain. Usually people are drunk. They're not even, it's just, you never really know when someone else is trying to do. They could be trying to go to jail. They could have a knife. You don't really know. Obviously, if you need to fight, do it and fuck them up. Make them regret the day that they ever crossed you. One thing my wrestling coach used to teach me, he's like, even if you lose, make sure that they never want to fucking wrestle you again. So, never go down without a fight. And that is I think a good place to end on this podcast. So, really, we're all getting after it. We're all on this journey together. Never give up, never give in. It's going to get better. Just keep with the daily tasks, keep making money, keep your fitness up, keep your relationship solid, and, every single day get 1% better. And I think in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, you're going to look back and be like, holy shit, my life is completely different. One of the best things I ever did was start taking that daily little bits of action, really compounded. So as always, guys, let me know if you guys want to hear, or let me know what comments you want me to answer down below. If you guys listen on Spotify, go check this out on YouTube, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great month, and we will talk very soon. Peace.